Jetmir on the wall, who builds the finest decks of them all? Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day. Thank you for taking the time to support the channel. My name is Hello Good Game, and I'm pleased to be your host within this Magic the Gathering Arena deck guide video, showcasing a Naya Exile deck. This is an aggro / mid-range build in which we will break down in depth, discussing both the strategies as well as synergies, providing you a deeper understanding of how to pilot this deck effectively, furthermore demonstrating in our ranked gameplay footage against the best decks as well as players in-game, and then concluding with our, deck review, channel news, and all things groovy. If you want to help out, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Leave a like, drop a comment, of course subscribe to the channel, and if you want to introduce yourself, join the innards of the community. The Discord link remains open in the Linktree link via the description below, just above the deck list, which you're gonna need. All right, thanks again, and let's take a look at the deck.
It's a new lap record!
Oakley dokely, here we are with Naya Exile, and this is an aggro's deck. It's worst nightmare. We have so much life gain here, it's not even funny. More on that momentarily. Building around Pia Nalaar, Consul of Revival for 2 mana. It's a 2/3, and Thopters you control have haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter creature token with flying. Beautiful. And then, in conjunction with Anim, Pakal, Thousandth Moon for 3 as a 1/2. Whenever you attack with 1 or more non-gnome creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on Anim, Pakal, and then create X 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens that are tapped and attacking, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Anim, Pakal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So both of these creatures can make artifact creatures. That's cool because, now to that life gain segment, we have the Veteran as well as the Wormlet. The Veteran will gain 1 life whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, and the Wormlet will gain 1 life whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control. If it's the first time this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it as well, which is quite nice. You've got 3 artifacts. It gains Death Touch, which is pretty cool, acting as a form of quasi-removal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So that's kind of what we're doing in the deck. Making artifact tokens, gaining a bunch of life, laughing at aggro decks. It's a lot of fun. You will enjoy. And then, we're going pretty wide with these tokens and 1-drops, obviously. So we're going to throw in Jetmir Nexus of Rebels into the mix. A 5/4. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have Vigilance if you control 3 or more creatures. They also will gain +1/+0 and Trample if you have 6 or more creatures. And then finally, an additional +1/+0 and Double Strike if you have 9 creatures in play, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not with Thousandth Moon. Triggering Pia Nalaar with things like Questing Druid's Seek the Beast for 2, instant speed. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next step. Until your next end step. You may play those cards. So this is phenomenal. Of course, we want to be playing cards and spells and lands from exile to trigger Pia Nalaar. This is a great way to do so, not only through the cards it exiles through the adventure, but itself being the adventure will be cast from exile after, which is quite nice. And that's going to be for 2 mana, a 1/1, and whenever you cast a spell that's not green, put a +1/+1 counter on the Druid. It can be green, but as long as it has a non-green source in it. So Jetmir still would trigger it because it's, a white and a red spell. Cool? Cool. And then in that note, we'll have additional exile spells here for us. Atali's Favor, 3 mana, 2 copies of this. Enchant creature you control. The enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has Trample. The Discover 3 is what we want. That's free casting off the top of your library, your next mana value. Non-land permanent with mana value 3 or less. I don't even think it needs to be a permanent. Just non-land card. So you could get the instants and sorceries in that as well, which is pretty cool, actually. And then on a similar note, we'll have the Geological Appraiser for 4 mana as a 3/2 when it enters the battlefield. If you cast it, Discover 3. Cool beans. And then we move into Quintorius Kand. 5 mana Planeswalker, 4 starting loyalty. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, it's going to deal 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. That's nice. -3, discover 4. Beautiful. Again, all of these discovers and casts from exiles, triggering Pia Nalaar, creating Thopters. We also have +1 to create a 3/2 spirit token and -6 exiling any number of target cards from your graveyard and then adding 1 red mana for each of those cards, and then we can play them this turn. Not really applicable to our current build, but you know, it's there. And then finally, we will have Virtue of Loyalty. Similar to the Questing Druid, once we cast the instant speed, the Virtue goes to exile, and we would cast from there for 5 mana as an enchantment at the beginning of your end step. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and then untap them. This is really good for us in the deck, as we have so many tokens that can make use of this. And then, of course, you know, that 2/2 with Vigilance at instant speed is quite nice as well. Soul Partition, exile at instant speed for 2 mana. Target non-land permanent. For as long as it remains exiled, its owner may play it. If it's your opponent's, it will have an additional cost of 2, which is nice, a little tax there. And so, you know, it can act as protection for our own creatures, and we can just recast them from exile, triggering Pia Nalaar more, but also opening up our attack lanes and what have you there. Should be no problem. So, you know, double-edged sword here that really works well within the deck. And then, you know, Strangle, 3 damage to creature or planeswalker, sorcery speed for 1, no problem. You know, just keeping us in the game early on. We have Plaza of Heroes for mana consistency within our legendaries, also indestructible, which is quite nice. We do not mind. And then, you know, Dual Land City, right? Just keeping things consistent. We have the pain lands, if you will, that deal 1 damage to you, but we don't care. We like the consistency, and we have so much life gain in the deck that it probably won't matter. And then, you know, some additional utility lands through the Defiance, through the Empire, and Who Endures with 1 basic in case, you know, they get a little aggressive and destroy a plaza on us, you know? So that's the deck, again, really looking to take advantage of the aggro meta while remaining nearly or just as aggressive as far as I'm concerned. So coupling that life gain with also an aggressive deck still allows us to beat the controlled decks in a tempo battle, right? You know, we do have a lot of recovery in this build as well. If they do get a field wipeout, it's not the end of the world, which is nice. And then, you know, like I said, if it's an aggro deck, we're just going to gain so much life. They're going to run out of cards, you know, and it's not going to be enough. So this is a very nice build for me right now. I hope you enjoy. Like I said, Decklist is in the description below. Let's play some games. Hey, maybe let's look for better land. Not a bad idea. I mean, there's a 1/2... But then what, right? Like, without a red land here, I don't trust it. This is better. I guess Wormlet can go. Tossing a land would be acceptable. Then Wormlet stays. I hope you don't draw your 3rd land, HGG. You're a mad lad. Mono Erd. Hey man, it could be worse. Just don't kill my Lunarch Veteran. Ah. They have to think about it all so hard, right? Like, okay. Let me attack first before I apply, you know, my removal. So, okay, okie dokie. You thought I was going to block that, did you? You've lost your mind. Sorry. Kumano is a good card. Very much so. 3 left in hand. Oh, yes, okay. And a perfect top deck. Why didn't you play that pre-combat? Monstrous Rage is better. Isn't that going to exile, though? Not the graveyard. We get it till next turn? Wow. What a world. Hey, we do gain life. Up to 9. Let's go. It's not enough. Maybe it is, though. No, 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 no. What's that last card? It's the perfect card, but what is it? Lightning Strike? Monstrous Rage? Like I said, the perfect card. Down to 2. Trample. It's brutal. Maybe we can get removal. It's a fair amount of life gain. That could be enough, actually. We block Kamano with everything. Well, not everything, but a lot. Everything that doesn't generate life gain. Yeah, of course. This is mono red on the play. You can't beat them. You can try, but you can't. It's another Monstrous Rage in their hand. It's 4 damage directly to me spell or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's so aggressive. Wow. What a bully. I think we missed lethal there. This life is hard, though. I don't do math. You guys know this. I just look at the pictures. Watch them still win. Told you I was mono red on the play. I mean, 16 life. I don't see it. But even, like, squee into another rage, just like, it's there, you know? It's so impressive. It's very, very, very impressive. Okily dokily. On the draw, opponent's going first. Luminarch is a go. Sultai deck? Interesting. It's hit for 1. End turn. Pillage the Bog. That's on their main phase. I guess looking for a land. There it is. Virtue of Loyalties. Ardenvale Fealty enters. Wormlet is a go. Jetmir will be the 4th creature. Looking for our 5th land for Quintorius Kand. and our virtue. Most likely a counter spell. Or removal. Still hitting for 4. It enters. We get the life gain. It should be removed. No removal. Oh my lord. Hitting for 7. Down to 8. Alright, gaining life to 9. 3 available mana. Field wipe could hit all but Jetmir. Path of Peril. Or single target on Jetmir. Before we untap with Plaza. Very good. That's not the land I wanted. Hopefully it's not single target cut down. Big money. That's very little money. Spare change, sir. It's alright, though. We're going to hit for 5 still. Down to 4. There's the 5th land. Field wipe. Looking at their graveyard. Deadly cover up. That is the field wipe. Are they going to take the veterans out of my graveyard? I think they are. Do they not get this? Yeah, there it goes. Okay. And we really don't get our land. That is criminal. Play it now. Dodge counterspell. Nah, you gotta pass over. Where's my 5th land? What the H? Okay, that's some life gain, right? Don't you dare play 3-color spell. 2-color spell is so good. Looking at the top 12. Okay. Oh, okay. For 3, down to 3, 5 in hand. We do have that 5th land, finally. So that should be 2 additional damage. Which is not lethal here, but we'll see. They have life gain engine out as well. Even that gaining 1 life is good. It has to be a counterspell. I don't want them to counter my draw. Good for you. That's alright though. You know, nice draw, nice draw, nice draw. Some discard here. Ooh, that's good too, right? Down to 3. So, more counterspells, obvi. Well, that's a main phase. 4 mana up. Which is still counter territory. I'm going to attack first, maybe. Pull that interaction. Well, no. I think Kand first would be better. Because these Thopters we make will have haste. Or we do go for the counter, and then we can double cast. That might be the way. The land. Oh my god, that's good. This was the play. This is potentially lethal. They have the life gain engine out, though, still, remember. It still wouldn't be enough. So I think I should save it. Or do this. Because then we still get the token, and we have retain access to the druid. Hitting for 5. Very nice. I like that. E-I-E-I-O. Going first with good land. And that's enough for me. You never know what your top deck will be. I would save this if I can, right? So. For 1, Virtue's up. Not on the life gain. Nice. Hit for 4. One field wipe, please. Don't say that. No graveyard for them. That's good, that's good. This is pretty good. I mean, we could definitely just dunk on them instead. I think this is fine, though. Right? We could get removal from that discover, right? So it's worth a try. We don't, but more life gain. I don't mind that. Hit for 4. No block? Block on the 3/3, maybe? Bingo bongo. Okay, we're going to discard the land. Um, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess. Just open up our attack lanes. I think so. For some reason, I was thinking this was a Anim, and we're going to get another attacker. It's not. Nonetheless, we have an empty hand. So for them to replay that, I don't think is, you know, much of a threat, because they don't get a clue token from it. So here they draw, looking for, you know, that temporary lockout, Path of Peril, or the concede card. Going first, Yeah, we'll keep it. It's not super great. If we can grab another land, it kind of is, but we'll see. Let's open ourselves up to the possibility that we draw it first. Oh yeah. Paying 2 life. I'm gonna wait. Well, maybe I'll actually just do this. Okay. I need more mana to make that a viable play line. And we do have 2 of them, so the first can be bait. They'd probably just hit us with a field wipe, I would assume. Secondary beanstalk. Oof. I think I'll open myself up to that secondary red source. We should have drawn first, I suppose, right? Let's just be patient. We have a soul partition as needed. And questing beast end step. Cat Stomper. What is a cat? What? Meow. Maybe it's like a shout out to Maya. It must be. Okay, okay, okay. Hopefully no field wipe. Let's get after it. Down to 7 is not terrible. And we have a bit of a hand. Nothing much, but a bit. Angel, okay. 1 Atraxa, please. Roxanne, oh my gosh. You don't have to put on the red light? Whenever Roxanne gets played, you have to just scream Roxanne out. It's by law. Or else the shuffler curses you with 100 bad games. Thinking we can just Ash catch them. They only have 1 blocker. Oh, rocks and it's the meteorite. Oakley dokily, keeping 7 land looks phenomenal. Just needing our 3rd. Not 3rd wormlet, shuffler. 3rd land. 3rd land. You know the thing we have 24 of in the deck? Not 4. Oh, working as intended. Well, that's why you have more than 1. It's removal. You should be grateful. Ugh. It's hard to be, you know. I feel like against mono red on the play, I have a better chance just like mentally bending a spoon. Coming away with the W, you know? Good luck, dude! It's just not happening. You know, I'd love to see it. You know? I'm first one to buy tickets to that show. But it's just like, okay, I'm ready. A forge? What? Okay, maybe we do have a chance, you know? I mean, we Have eluded life gain. Do we take that life gain? Because I need the 4th land. I think I should definitely just prioritize that life gain. We could remove that show off, and maybe we die because we don't, but at least we get some life. We get 3+1 counters distributed on the field there, so. Oh, it's pretty good, huh? But at any point, we may just die. Oh, what? A Monster's Rage, too? No, Ancestral Anger. And then? No way, bro. I think I take the damage. If it isn't anger, it's +3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're already getting hit for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would take us to 1. It was not an anger or a rage. Is anger sorcery? Yes, rage. Yeah. Oh, it's worth it. I think we are taking a defensive posture. Yes, 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 yes. And at this point, I think it's ours. That's a lot of life gain. Friends resolve into another anger. Oh my gosh. And this draws too, right? So that's 5. This is 6, 7, 8. Settle down. Just stop 1 damage. I think 1 damage is relevant. I think we stop 4 and get rid of this. Gives them the draw. Are we hitting for lethal in response? Yes. No blocks. Just take it. Yeah. Going first? Oh, thank you. So generous. Yeah, something like this. Maybe we can find a 2-drop. Or an additional 1-drop. While we wait. You know? Like a strangle off the top would be, I guess, fairly acceptable. We should play the veteran first. Wormlet on top of it. You never know when it's an aggro deck, huh? Did I play them wrong this time? Yes, I wasn't even thinking. It's 1 life. They're not a. I don't see red land. I throw that right out the window. Don't care anymore. At this point, it's just beat the field wipe. Which, for this pretty cool idea, how we'll do it. Top decking another land. Oh. All right, trust me, we've got enough life gain. It's fine. We don't need to prioritize it unless they're an aggro deck. In this case, they're not. We just need to blast them as fast as we can. That's not a land. I'm just going for it, you know? We should put it somewhere that they don't care. Is it equal to its power? Or equal to the +1/+1 counters? Yeah. A backup, I suppose. Oh my god. The life gain. Down to 2, you know, we would assume that this is okay. Oh, 1 depopulate, please. We get the draw. It's a land, wrong land, but it's okay. We just restart. Do you have another? Not quite. Not quite. I mean, that's pretty good. 2 blocks. These have haste. Oh, that's from my graveyard, not from exile. Well, I've messed that up. Ouch. Okay. I don't appreciate it. Maybe we should have just played this and tried to force lethal in the air. I'm almost positive it's an Atraxa, though. Oh, that's really good. That's game-winning. If they don't have a block. Which they do. Oh, gaining life instead. Up to 5. Hitting for 3. Do they have another? Down to 2, down to 2. Oh! Okay, so I think unless they have, I think this would be the safest bet. They could have 1 mana removal to take this. I think they removed the Phantom. So I don't want to just lose. This would be better to play. Oh, it is! You're such a dog, dude. Okay. Down to 1. What you got, Willis? A 3rd Beanstalk. Okay. The long goodbye. Goodbye flying. Ouch. Straight to exile. Do not pass go. And a lot of blockers. Oh my god, this sucks. I need a flyer. It's a lot of block. I need a Quintorius Kand or something, you know? These are also attacking, though, which is a bit of a problem. We could grab Trample and then potentially have a... Oh, no way. Dang, dude. Good for you. Well, there goes that idea. I was going to say Soul Partition. And then maybe the Trample gets through, but maybe not so much here. Brutal, bruh. All we need is a Quintorius Kand off the top. $25, $28 damage. Jeez Louise. Math is hard. 28. I'm pretty sure I said 26, didn't I? Are you getting more life? Or are you playing those as blockers? I think those are blockers. Yeah. All right, big money. Quintorius Kand. This game is hard. I think that's game for them. What a close match, though. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal game, OP. I don't think we have blocks. They held in there. Really close match. They have it. There's 8 attackers. I'll just show myself out. Okay. If they're quick, I like to let someone take lethal, right? But sometimes they're not. Here they are. Congratulations. Great game. Thank you so much. Only need 1 life point to win, baby. Oh, wow. Oakley dokily. So I'll tell you what. I have adapted this deck. Obviously, I'm sure you've seen me play it in sets past. Adding the new lands to the build has been really nice. And I think, you know, was actually detrimental. You know, I don't mind it, but it really sucks to get them late. The pain lands, on the other hand, are always good. A couple slow lands, you know, it's not hard to sneak them in, right? Earlier on, if that makes sense. You know, top decking your 5th land and it coming in tapped is, I feel, far more detrimental than you know, having a slow land in your opening hand that you just kind of put in where you need based on your curve out, right? So, you know, let's keep working with the lands. I might put in a few additional slow lands. I really like the pain lands. Those are helping. It's an ongoing thing based on the shuffler, right? And, you know, my shuffler is not your shuffler, and it all is this crazy thing. So, you know, when you see my deck list, don't feel obligated to play that list one for one. You can adjust things to your liking, to your shuffler, if you will, your biases, to get you through, right? So, you know, that's kind of my thoughts on the land. We could maybe add some more slow lands. I don't mind the shock lands. It's kind of a bummer if you don't get your life gain. It does happen sometimes. We do have so much of it that it's not a problem. But again, I think we could trim these down, bring in some additional slow lands without hurting ourselves too much. With that being said, you know, I'd love your thoughts and opinions on the build. Hit me up. You know, we're looking at a lot as far as what we could add. You know, the War Leader's Call is so good with Anim, with Pia Nalaar, but I don't think that it generates enough value. Something like Jetmir just feels a lot better because it itself is a creature. Angel Fire, decent. And okay, so there's my first thoughts to land. Before we get too far into it, my second thought is, because in this variant, and this is kind of where I wanted to start, we got distracted. We've adjusted and we've added the life gain into the deck to compete with these aggro decks. The Discover is no longer as favorable as it once was. You know, it is a cast from Exile, which is great, triggering Pia Nalaar. I love it. But, you know, to get a Wormlet, to get like a Lunarch Veteran or something, it's maybe not that great. However, sometimes you get lucky, right? Sometimes you get an Anim Pakal. Sometimes you have a Pia Nalaar out, and your 3-drop is a favor, and the favor brings out a Nim, and like, so sometimes it really does work out. But again, something that we can all consider and test with, you know, in future builds. So I just want to be perfectly clear as to what I thought of the deck, and to where we'll go moving forward as to what we might change. So, you know, maybe we just buckle down with consistency, more virtues, right? That's going to be really good with these tokens. Not sometimes, but all of the time, right? Things like that. Maybe some additional removal, a 3rd Jetmir, which again is really good. Not sometimes. Top deck this on an empty battlefield? Not so hot. Top deck Jetmir on an empty battlefield? Well, okay, you've got a chance. See the difference? Things like this. So, with that being said, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Oh, we've got cards to talk about still. The case, this is probably pretty decent removal for us. Still opting for Soul Partition because of the Exile. That could protect our own creatures. But, you know, we've seen this be very successful in the Boros aggro deck. It could be good. I do like Adventure. Pushing up your creature tokens, I think, is fairly relevant as well. So the Hair Shield, you know, it's still on our radar. We like it. The Bunnycorn, you know, pretty decent here as well. But it's like, where do you fit it? Inti, the +1 counters are decent, but really only with an Impakal. And that doesn't seem good enough. But, you know, it's good, though. It's like a really good card to consider. Wren's Resolve, you know, we ended up just taking Questing Druid, Seek the Beast. I think that's better. I like the draw that this provides, but at that point you're running maybe like a more aggressive deck with 1-drops, 2-drops, and you're really just focusing on pumping up those tokens, which we could potentially do. Just food for thought. The Interrupter, you know, not great, obviously, but you could plot a spell, like, I don't know, just something that I was thinking about. More Adventure, you can push up all your tokens, which would be really good while having the Exile cast. So I think Imodane's Recruiter is like probably really good here. It is really good everywhere. The Might can protect Pia Nalaar, but I opted for life gain instead. You know, I think that's far better in the current meta. This would maybe be better in like some control matchups or mid-range matchups. The Great Train Heist, I think, is cool with that double combat phase via an Impakal, but it's something that we'd probably want to like really dial in around if that's the angle we were taking. More cast from Exile, the Dust Animus could be pretty decent. Resolve we already have. Ignition, you're actually... Flashback's not actually what we're looking for, because it's casting from your grave, not from Exile. It is in the Exile pile over there, but it's actually from your graveyard. I do like it, but, you know, that's why it's in the sideboard. The same as the Lunarch Veterans Disturb, right? You're casting that from your graveyard. So I think that's a little bit different. And then we talked about the call. Anti-Flash can bring something back, which is pretty decent, but it's whatever, right? It's 3 or less. It's 6 mana. It's just probably like a dead card, right? If anything, I think we'd want to turn the curve inwards, make it more aggressive at a 2.4 on 24. Maybe we can get it down to a 2.2 on 23, potentially. That's what I've got. Let me know what you've got. Comments below. Thank you so much for your time and attention, ghouls and goblins. I'll see you all in the Discord and in the next video. Take care.